welcome back. And if this is your first time watching, welcome. But today we're answering the question that you may have never asked yourself, but is a $10,000 Lexus almost as good as a $100,000 Lexus? Well, even if you didn't ask that question, I did last year, so I bought this. This is my 2004 Lexus LS430 Modern Luxury. And this is my ownership review. I've put 10,000 miles in this car in the last year, and I want to cover the good, the bad, the great. And on my channel, if you'd like this, I'm hoping to do maybe one of these a month on a couple of different vehicles, and I want to continue to share my own experience. So I hope you like that. But in the meantime, let's go driving. And 10,000 miles later, how good is it really? And before we get into the details, I'll spoil this now. This may be the best car I've ever had. So what is this? What is an LS430? Why should you care about this car? And this was meant to be the best, not just for Lexus, but for everywhere. It was meant to beat the BMW 7 Series. It was meant to beat the Audi A8. It was meant to beat the Mercedes S-Class. It was meant to be better than each of those in efficiency and reliability and comfortability and refinement. It was meant to be the best, truthfully. Toyota spent a lot of money and time in developing this vehicle, so much so that it had the best drag coefficient on any car at that time. So how does that translate 20 years later? And the real question you're trying to answer is, does this feel old? And yes, it does, but not as much as you'd think. And this is the interior. This is what it looks like. It's 20 years old. Overall, I feel like it has aged very, very well. And again, I do want to cover some of the features because it has the majority of modern features. I have a telescopic steering wheel. I have a full backup camera, which you actually can see up there. I have heated and cooled front seats. There's heated seats in the rear. It has these really, really cool oscillating vents that actually move the air back and forth. You have automatic wipers, automatic headlights, auto folding mirrors. It has 3 different adjustments for the seats. I mean, of course, there's probably going to be some modern equipment you want here, and this one doesn't have the adaptive cruise control that the Ultra Luxury does have. But outside of that, the driving experience is very, very normal. It still has a cruise control. It has that wonderful ride that we've already talked about, and it has all of the comfort features that a modern car typically has. The seats are incredible. The leather, I think, looks pretty well. Looks good on camera to me. It's super, super comfortable. This seat in front of you, I will show, you can actually move it back and forth from the side. And it even has stuff like headlights that move when you turn. And if you have the Ultra Luxury, you have that adaptive suspension control that's right here in the center. You can't see it on this side, but I can actually turn those adjustable lights off if they bother me. And it has full parking sensors all the way around the vehicle. And I didn't even mention this, but it has a full Mark Levinson sound system that even to this day sounds very, very good. Get out of the rain. And this is the rear. I mean, this is this is one of the most comfortable spots I think I've ever been in a car in general. I mean, I can stick my hand out and you can see the headrest, and I'm not super tall, but I've got long arms. I'm kind of lanky. I can't even touch the seat in front of me, which is exactly where my wife was reclining a couple of days ago. And it's just great. It's comfortable and spacious and roomy. I've got tons of headroom. I've got tons of leg room. I've got the adjustable seat, and I'll show that on camera where I can move that even further forward to make myself more comfortable. I have heated seats in my model with a couple of cup holders. I've got an ashtray over here if that's your thing. And like I said before, I've got this fancy little mirror where I can check out what it looked like before I get out of the car. I can kind of check myself and make sure I'm presentable. And this panel underneath the glove box is where the magic really happens on the Ultra Luxury trim if you have that, just to add that next level of comfort. The car even comes with rear shades on the side windows. Mine has the rear shade in the rear, but it comes with shades there, shades there. You can control the sunroof, you can control the radio. And again, this is meant to be a car that you potentially have somebody up there driving you around. So that shows the level of luxury that this has, where it did compete with the S-Class, the A8, the BMW 7 Series, and maybe even the Maybach, and try to take a stab at the Rolls-Royce from those years. You see, the only thing that really feels dated to me is the screen, of course, which dates every vehicle. The wood paneling, which definitely looks like an early 2000s or late 90s vehicle. And the orange fonting that they used in the center tack to display your range and your mileage. So why did I buy this? Why am I telling you about this car? Well, there's 3 reasons. One, when I was looking for a daily, I wanted something that would be comfortable. The seats are amazing. There's a ton of space. The ride quality is fantastic. And the transmission and engine are buttery smooth, and we'll get to that when we get to the mechanical shortly. But it really is such a good, comfy, quiet ride. And that's great for a daily because it just feels like it takes care of you more than other cars do. And on Mississippi roads, which are not the smoothest, it just kind of soaks it up and you just continue to drive. You don't really notice any of the bumps or bruises that happen along the way. The second important thing was reliability and cost to maintain. And this, in essence, although it is an expensive Toyota, it's still a Toyota. And since it is a Toyota, the engine and transmission tend to be endlessly reliable if maintained properly. And I did opt for a modern luxury over an ultra luxury because it doesn't have air suspension. That makes the suspension much, much more serviceable. And a lot of the parts that are more expensive on the ultra lux are becoming a little bit harder to get a hold of. Lastly, and this is something unique to me because it's kind of my strategy for how I buy and continue to sell cars, this car doesn't really depreciate. It's kind of at the bottom. It's found its end zone. So unless you put an extra 100,000 miles on it, you're not gonna see a massive decrease in value. As a matter of fact, I paid around $15,000 for this one last year, and it's probably worth a bit more than that now. I bought this car with 40,000 miles. It has close to 50,000 now, and the 50,000 mile editions of these are going in that low 20s to high teens number, which makes me super comfortable as an owner because I can continue to drive and put some miles and enjoy without having to worry about it breaking my wallet. And that is one of the main 3 reasons that I love this car and would recommend this car to others. But let's get into the details of it. First, let's start with the ride. The ride quality genuinely is amazing. For a 20-year-old car with non-modern equipment, it rides so good. And even, again, on these bumpy roads, it just kind of soaks it up. It's got a 4.3-liter naturally aspirated V8 from Toyota. This is the 3UZ FE. It's got 290 horsepower with 320 pounds of torque, brand new. And it is buttery smooth. Pair that with the updated transmission. The early year models of this car had a 5-speed automatic. This one comes with a 6-speed, and it helps with a little bit more refinement, a little bit more smoothness while driving. And it is a great experience. You still, to this day, can hardly tell it shift. I was recently in a new Hyundai Santa Fe, and it feels like it was going to throw me out of the seat compared to this one. It is absolutely smooth as butter. Now, with that being said, it is a big vehicle, and it does have a little bit of body roll, but that's fine. I mean, it's meant to be kind of a yacht. The S550s and the BMWs of the time all had a similar level of body roll because they are just a big, heavy car. But you can get an updated suspension for this as well that takes it to even another level. And I haven't got to experience it yet on this model, but I have on some of the newer ones like the LS460. But the LS430 with the ultra luxury package does have standard air suspension that is adjustable. You can change the ride height, you can change the ride control from a sport to a comfort setting. And I'm sure that that car rides even better than this one. But that is a pain point for reliability because, as we know, air suspension does tend to break and is fairly expensive when you want to fix it. Now, the best seat in the house is actually not the one that I am in. It is truthfully going to be the one behind me. And I'm going to lean on the ultra luxury again with this. That one has a cell phone in the back, has heated and cooled seats in the back. The rear seats recline, and it has a fridge. I kid you not, you can get an actual functional fridge probably for your champagne because that's the only people that would be able to afford this car when it was brand new. It even has little mirrors which you might be able to see up here at the top where you can check your appearance from the rear before you get out and meet the crowd. And I think that tells you what Lexus was going for with this car. They wanted this car to be for that upper echelon. They wanted it to be refined and special and have the latest and greatest technology at the time. And so they put a ton of effort into engineering this car to be as close to perfect as Toyota could. Where that's translated to, and this is the second reason that I bought the car, is the reliability. How much does this cost me to own? Well, I told you the cost earlier to actually purchase the vehicle. To own the car, I kid you not, has been essentially free. I've had no issues. I've had not a single thing break on the vehicle that I had to immediately repair. I did do a couple of preventative maintenance items. I did do the front struts. They were around $500 installed after ordering them directly from Toyota, which they are still available. And I did do a set of tires because my tires when I bought the car were around 8 years old. And I wanted to make sure that this car would take care of me and my family as I was on the road. Outside of that, there have been zero issues or hiccups from the vehicle. It's perfect. I mean, it still shifts amazingly well. It drives well. I don't have any weird noises or clunks, and it seems like it's been held together. And part of that is going to be attributed to the previous owner, which they do appear to have done their maintenance. But I think it also speaks to the quality that Lexus put out when they were making this vehicle. Outside of the normal wear and tear and reliability cost, the tag for this vehicle was only $30. It was very cheap to register because it is an older vehicle. And my insurance has only run me about $80 a month in Mississippi, which has a higher uninsured driver rate, which does kick up your insurance cost a bit. And even compared to like a Sequoia or an LX or something like that that has a similar powertrain, this vehicle has seemed to be fairly efficient this year for gas. I mean, I've put, like I said, almost 10,000 miles and I've averaged almost 19 miles to the gallon. And that is with mixed driving. That's quite a bit of city and traffic as you see right now, and quite a bit of highway driving too. It's really genuinely been a great experience to own from that reliability and cost standpoint. And again, I can still turn around and sell this vehicle for at least what I paid for it. The other benefit of this is you can still find one of these with a little bit higher mileage for under $10,000. That's an incredible purchase. And it is what I would call a $100,000 car brand new. And it does have $100,000 car parts here and there. But in general, it's incredibly serviceable and reliable for the cost that you get. I mean, what else do you get that's this nice for $10,000? But I know this car is not for everybody, but it is a really, really good one. So how was it really? And I say that because I am planning to let go of this vehicle sometime in the next few months. That's just the nature of how I'm wired. I do switch out every 3 to 4 months of most of my cars. I've actually kept this one longer than my last 5 or 6 that I've owned. But I do love it. I do really, really, really love it. And I'll probably own another one in the future, and I really would like to take a stab at owning an ultra luxury, especially if it comes in like the olive green or a tan. But it genuinely is an incredible car. I'm shocked at how good it still is 20 years later, even compared to some of the newer ones. I mean, the newest one of this is $100,000 more than you can buy one of these. There's no way it's 10 times better. Take it from me. I think it's one of the best cars that Toyota's ever put together. And since Toyota's one of the best brands, I think it's one of the best cars ever made. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.